great country of ours, we have more people whose last names are Bush and Clinton. For the last 30 years, we've had, we had the father Bush, then the son Bush, now Jeb Bush. We've had Bill, now his wife wants to come in. Come on, I just think we can do better.
There's more names out there than those two.
Yes.
And I think that we ought to try to find someone who value our points of view as opposed to what they think they should give us.
That's a good point.
Let's get back to our election here in Mount Rainier.
Yes, we got an election coming up.
May 4th.
4 registered candidates running for office with the possibility of a couple write-in votes. Do you know anything about the write-in votes that are coming out?
I know a few who have expressed interest, but in terms of anything official, I don't know about that. We had some names thrown out, and because of the way our board is set up, the write-in candidates, they cannot participate in the forums. They're not in the newsletters. So to actually bring names and things in like that for those who have actually gone through the process to become certified, I just don't think we even want to put those names out, and they should do their own.
I agree, and we're not even sure. So I would say to look throughout the city and look for who else is putting their names out there and canvassing, and that'll give you a clear picture of all who's running.
Yeah, people need to stay involved because, again, when we started off talking about the elections for the country, people sleep on our local elections.
It's true.
They don't think
they don't think it's important.
Yes, and it's like, the school board, well, they sign checks, and people complain, oh, we have this person in the school board, did you vote?
Yep. And another thing, too, is that if you don't vote, how can you possibly be heard? Your vote counts.
Exactly.
It does.
It gives you a voice in city government. It gives you a voice in county government. But if you sit silent, you have no idea what you're thinking.
And what you want.
And what you want.
And what
your needs are.
Yeah, and a lot of people actually die just trying to vote. You don't even want to get into the civil rights era, but it's always in my mind what people had gone through.
It's a privilege.
It is a privilege.
It's a privilege. There was a lot of sacrifice made for us to walk into one municipal place and give our vote. So we need to make sure that we show up on May 4th between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. or through absentee ballot and vote.
Right here.
So you can get the pin.
Yes, get the pin.
And coffee and donuts.
Coffee and donuts.
That's right.
A lot of people, when Obama is in office or any president, and he can only do but so much, he can't do it without the Congress. But guess what? Folks didn't vote for those senators. They didn't vote for those Congress people, those council people right now representing our city of Mount Rainier. They have a voice and they can get to, as we know, Jimmy Tarlow. Where is he now?
That's right.
He's now in Annapolis, state government, and he started off right locally as a council person. So it's important. You guys got to come out. So what else is going on with our elections?
Okay.
There was a question about early voting. Can folks do early voting outside of the absentee ballots?
Well, maybe when our beloved city expands more, we'll get to that. But right now,
no.
Nah.
The answer is no. No early vote. Okay.
What about if someone is not able to come to the polls on May 4th? What can they do?
Well, they can definitely do the absentee ballots.
Okay. So what's an absentee ballot?
It allows you to vote. Am I using this term correctly in the extension? When you're not here, you can vote.
Right, exactly, yes. When you're not here, you can vote.
The absentee ballots, as we discussed earlier, has to be mailed back and has to be back here by close of election day on May 4th.
Okay, and how do you qualify to receive an absentee ballot? Like, there are some reasons. You know, you have to be out of town, and what are they?
So basically, if you're absent from the city during normally scheduled polling hours for, you know, whatever reason, if you're a full-time student, for example, or if there's a physical disability or a confinement issue which you can't physically get to the polls on May 4th, or if you're just unable to present and personally vote due to illness or an accident, you can apply for an absentee ballot. They can either be picked up at City Hall, or you can contact the Board of Elections and request an absentee ballot be mailed to you or delivered to you. But they have to be completed and returned if it's mailed, postmarked by close of election day.
Okay.
And if it's picked up and dropped off to City Hall by close of election day.
Okay, and contacting the Board of Elections, which is us and the other people we mentioned earlier, how do you contact the Board of Elections?
You can either email at Mount Rainier Board of Elections at gmail.com, and that's MTRAINIERBOARDOFELECTIONS at gmail.com, or you can just call City Hall at 301-985-6585.
Okay. And I know we also have a P.O. box. And that P.O. box, what is it, 67?
P.O. Box 67, correct.
Okay. So, and those instructions will be provided when you request your absentee ballot. You know, we'll mail, and you'll mail it back in this envelope that we'll give you, and we have instructions, the candidates and all of that. So it's really easy.
It's nothing, very easy.
Yeah, it's nothing to be, you know, concerned about in terms of getting it in. If you want to vote, you need to vote. You can vote. You will vote.
Absolutely. Another question that came up recently was about rides to the poll. There are a few people, senior citizens, disabled, that asked and requested for information about getting to the polls. So what options do we have available for that?
We have the ride-on service that's available. Call a bus service, and that telephone number is 240-832-6559 or 301-985-6583. And then we call between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. or between 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. You schedule a ride for May 4th. Come to the polls.
That's very good, because there is no excuse. We all know what excuses are.
Building bridges to nowhere. We already had one candidate forum at City Hall. There will be a second candidate forum on the 25th, April 25th, at 6 p.m. at the
Nature Center.
Nature Center.
Yes.
Where you'll be able to meet all the candidates
and pose them your questions.
Absolutely. You get to, the audience will get to submit questions. The moderator will present all the questions to the candidates so that they can respond to your concerns, your questions, your ideas, and you will be able to really gauge each person and what they bring to the table for their potential stint to City Hall.
Yes. And it was a good forum.
It was a great
really
forum. It was very informative. I learned a lot about each person, their thoughts, their values.
Yes.
Their point of view on so many important issues that the city's been facing for the past few years.
Okay. And also there is a section in the message. Did you guys receive your message?
I got my message.
There's a section in the message with the candidates, a brief bio about their background, their beliefs, how long they've been in the city. So if you haven't already received the message, be sure you get a copy at City Hall. We have copies too, so you can get copies from us. there is a whole page about the election.
2-page.
Oh, 2 pages, yeah. See? And the candidates, their information is in there. So contact information, if you have questions you want to throw at them before the election on May 4th.
Time,
7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
don't be late.
Yeah, because
Yep, all day.
the doors where you have a long time to get to the polls and get coffee and donuts. We may even throw in, something else, but you'll get a button.
I love the button.
Would make this election more exciting than it has been in the past, if you want to call an election exciting. Is the fact that we have new blood that's running for council seats. At this point, we'll find that we have new input into the city structure and the city going on. So if we don't get out and vote for these people, we can't say anything unless you have an input in there. That's what I'm thinking,
I agree, Casey.
The 3 candidates that was here for the forum the other day, they had some very good points of view. In the messenger, you'll find out what they're standing for. So get you a copy, look at it.
Okay, yeah, and let's just touch on them real quick, because we're not advocating for any candidate. At least we cannot do it publicly. But meet the candidates 2015. For Ward 1, Tracy Lowe. Tracy Lowe, L-O-H. Also in Ward 1, we have Sharnette Robinson. And again, the information is right in the messenger, but for Ward 1, which is going to be exciting, there's only one position.
1 seat available.
And and again, we're not sure, there could be write-ins.
Yeah.
So this is a race. It's a race that's going on. They're not just going to be unopposed and automatically entered into. Yes.
Right.
So who do we have for Ward 2?
Ward 2, we have Shivali Shaw and Brian Nedler.
Now, and again, Brian currently sits on the council.
Correct. For Ward 2, we have Brian Nedler running for 2-year office.
Okay.
And we have Shivali Shaw running for 4-year office.
Okay. And again, we may have some write-ins.
Some write-ins, absolutely.
Okay. And
that would make that contest very exciting.
it
Right.
would. It would, because I believe, and I could be wrong, but the word was that Ivy, she won as a write-in 1 year. So that's something you guys could Google or ask other people. But just, the point is, write-ins are not to be,
Just you can't just.
even though they didn't go through the process, as we said earlier, of becoming certified, a write-in candidate.
But they do after. I mean, they do have to follow the
they still have to follow
yeah.
right. They can't just show up and say, "Hey, I'm a write-in," But that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
It's going.
But that's what makes it exciting, though.
Yeah.
Is, have some more people in the mix. There's some competition.
One other thing that would make it exciting, if everybody comes out and votes.
That's right.
That would really make it exciting. Mount Rainier has a history of poor turnout election day because there wasn't much interest. But I think this is going to be the most interesting election that's been held in Mount Rainier in a very long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we, as part of the board, we've been, hanging up late, having meetings, and ensuring everything is going according to the charter and the election procedure manual. So everyone is informed, they're engaged. We want to empower people.